Hey, what's up, everybody? How you guys doing today? I hope everybody's awesome. Let's get this off of the screen. Let me get my camera situated. There we go. Can you guys hear me? Perfect, perfect. Alright, we got King Dark, we got Nitro Duck, we got Legend of War Robots. What did I just say? I messed up your name, I'm sorry. Excellent, what's up, man? The Gaming Dog, hello, hello. Thwara, hello, how are you today? Fiaz, Ernie, Daniel, Sykes, Ab, nice to see you guys. Fetcha, hello, hello. Miza, good to see ya. Shahid, we got Hiran. Let me bring the monitor. Alright, now I can read this a little better. Shatterclaw, good to see ya. I appreciate everybody coming out. Separin, Dylan, nice to see you guys. Alright, so we're basically just doing a question and answer, so if you guys got some game questions and whatnot, feel free to ask and maybe I'll have some answers. If you're lucky, just maybe, I'll have a couple of nice answers for you. Hey, Christos. Christos says you forgot me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I forgot about you. There's a whole long list of people. Oh, wait a second. Let me put that on live because right now it's only showing me some of the comments. There we go. Alright, King Dark wants to know, is it worth upgrading a Condor at this particular time? Alright, so here's the thing. Condor is a very fun robot to play. And it's actually very good. Now, it's definitely not what it used to be. It's definitely not one of the very, 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 very best robots in the game anymore. But I think if you play the Condor really well, it's like one step below the top robots. Only problem I have with the Condor is you have robots like the Ravager that can shoot you out of the air with one go from across the map. Or you got that new flying robot that does the unbelievable amounts of damage. As long as you don't run into those two things, normally the Condor does great. You just gotta watch out for a couple of things. I mean, I don't care what I drop in, those two robots can pretty much obliterate it in one go easily. So, it's not just the Condor, but flying targets are usually flying robots or normally a little bit more of an easier target because, well, you know, they're up in the air. They're not behind cover. They're just up there for anybody to shoot at. Jay, what's up, buddy? Yeah, Condor was nerfed a while back. So they basically made it a little less durable, but they also gave it more flight time. It got some nerfs and some buffs at the same time. It's a little more squishy now. But it's more fun to play at the same time. Crop says, question, why release the next the Scorpion pilot before the next round of Havocs? I can't tell you why they do what they do, my friend. I'm guessing I don't know if that's the marketing department or I have no idea who makes those decisions. So, unfortunately, I have no good answer for that. Gatto, hello, hello. Excellent says, I have a question. Can you post a link to the live event that connects to the map page? So, I don't have a link to that. I would have to Google search and look that up myself. I mean, I would imagine it's probably just on the War Robots live show webpage. I'm not 100% sure how to find that, Excellent. I'm sorry, but I would have to get on Google and probably spend a few minutes searching. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that one. Now maybe it'd be easier just to go over to like their Reddit or their Discord server and see if they posted a link there, but no, unfortunately I do not have links to that. I've actually never been to the website, so I can't tell you how to find that easily. Legend says, first and popular question, Indra or Luchador? Alright, so Luchador and Indra are both extremely good Titans. I love both of them. Now the thing is, they have very different playing styles, right? Luchador is more of an in-your-face brawler. Indra's more of a skill bot, I would say. Indra takes really good ability timing. If you time the abilities really well on the Indra, you're really going to give the enemies a hard time. If you don't time the abilities well on the Indra, you're going to get your butt kicked, right? With the Luchador, once you get your repair amp charged up, you can go in there, you're just tanky, you can fight right up in somebody's face, and you don't really have to worry too much about it. But the Indra, you got to play it very carefully and really use the ability timings just right. They're both excellent, they can both do great, but it's really going to be personal preference as to which one you like playing better and which one fits your playing style. Me personally, I would be very happy playing either one, but for your average person, I would probably recommend the Luchador just because it's easy. Now this is my only concern, is there is a chance that they may nerf the Luchador at some point. It's been on the list of things to nerf a couple times now, and then they've decided not to, which does make me a little bit nervous, where they've never really been interested in nerfing the Indra again. So I would say Indra is the safer bet as far as nerfs goes, but for your average person, I would say right now, Luchador is probably the better one. Fiaz says the Condor is really good right now. Fetcha says, Danny, what's up, my man? Alright, let me see where we at on the chat here. Is Leo or Nua better? Alright, so Matt, Miza, that really depends on, do you want a tank or do you want a damage dealer, right? One's basically a durability robot, one deals a lot of damage, so that's really going to be personal preference. They're both really good. I mean, I personally like the durability, right? I love durable robots. I mean, everything out there is doing crazy damage right now. If you got new weapons, the damage is just crazy in general. But I like the one that's a tank. It's kind of cool to be able to support your teammates, support your favorite Titan, and make them really hard to kill, plus make your robot really hard to kill at the same time. But, one second here. But in my opinion, right, I like the Leo because that one's the tank. So that's really the question. Do you want a damage dealer or do you want a tank? Do you want a crazy damage dealer or do you want a tank, right? But they're both excellent depending on what you're going for. Fiaz says Indra can outplay Luchador. Yes, but only if the person driving it is really good at the ability timing. Alright, so Twaz says, I participated in many giveaways, but not get anything. Alright, here's the deal, right? You enter a giveaway, pretend you write your player ID down on a piece of paper and throw it into a box with 1,000 or 5,000 or 10,000 other player IDs, and you pull one out. How likely is yours to be pulled out? Not that likely. The chances are small, but somebody wins, so keep entering those giveaways. You're not going to win something just because you entered. You got to be really, really lucky. I mean, generally, it takes most of the time, probably 5 minutes out of your day to enter giveaway, if that. So keep entering all the giveaways. That's how I see it. All right, Edward says Bjorn needs a serious buff. I don't know. I don't really think Bjorn needs a buff. I think not the Luchador. I think the Mauler needs a slight nerf, and then Bjorn would be perfect. I think the Mauler is still a little bit too strong, honestly. King Dark says disciplined weapons are very strong. Yeah, they are actually. Those are very strong. But I play Bjorn most of the time. That's kind of like my main Titan, just because I have more fun playing that than the other Titans right now. I don't know why. I see some of you guys are saying you don't like it, but I think it's a great Titan personally. Well, I do a giveaway in the future, so basically there's going to be a new round of giveaways starting very soon. Currently, all the giveaways are over, except for there is a small one I posted. I got to pick the winners later tonight before I go to bed. But there is currently a giveaway going, and the next big 200 item giveaway is going to be split up between Leo, Nuo, and one of the new weapons. So I'm going to have 3 different items on that giveaway with a total of 200 items. Next Saturday, I'm probably going to be doing an anniversary live stream and doing giving out some robots and stuff for that live stream as well, because it's the 11th anniversary of War Robots, guys. 11 years, that's crazy. Legend says Luchador is better just because it's easy to play. Gatto says the Luchador is stronger and more durable than the Bjorn. I don't know, I usually die faster in my Luchador than I do the Bjorn. With the Bjorn, it's also a Titan where you gotta change in and out of abilities constantly, and you gotta use, not the ability, the modes. You gotta change in and out of modes constantly, and you gotta use the ability when you're in the bear mode. So what you wanna do, the proper way to play the Bjorn is when you come out of the ball, you get yourself a nice little shield. Pay attention to your health bar, because wait for people to take out your shield, and then you hit the ability to make yourself durable, and as soon as you're out of ammo, go back into the ball. Once you're reloaded and you're ready to come back out of the ball, come back out of the ball, pay attention to your shield, make sure your shield's taking damage and not your robot. As soon as it stops, hit the ability again. That's how you play the Bjorn. It's not something that's really easy to play, but it's pretty durable if you play it that way. What's up, Joker? Joker says, make sure you like and subscribe. Tell your clanmates. Share the channel. Joker, thank you, buddy. What's up, Dylan? Have I seen Predator's new video about the game becoming unplayable? Well, I'm going to tell you what, the game is much harder to play when you're lagging, right? Hackers do kind of ruin your day. I haven't seen his video, no, but I don't know exactly what he said, so I don't know if I can agree with him or not, but the lag sucks and the hackers suck. Don't like either one. I mean, there's definitely a problem with both. How many people I run into that are actually hacking, I don't know. Right? There's a lot of people that I kind of think might be hacking, but I'm not 100% sure. Then there's the group of people that I see every once in a while. I'm like, yep, that guy is definitely hacking. So hackers are out there. Raptor Mark II level 9 worth upgrading to Mark III. So King Dark. So Raptor is currently a great robot. Just like anything else though, there's so many robots out there that can blow it out of the water in a split second because the firepower out there right now is over the top. There's stronger weapons than anything I've ever seen before, which I don't love. But it kind of is what it is, I guess. But the truth is, I like the Raptor. I think the Raptor is very good. It's still one of the most durable robots in the game if you play it well and get your repair amplifier charged up. But there's still things that can kill it quickly, which sucks. So I like the Raptor. I currently play the Raptor a lot. I have a good time with it. And I do recommend it, but, you know, it's not what it used to be. Thing is, like, it's gone from more of a game of brawling tanks to a bunch of long-range people with redonkulous firepower. That's really what the game has turned into, is more of a long-range firepower game. And that sucks when you're playing beacon modes, when 90% of the people aren't worried about beacons, they're just trying to wipe you out from across the map. Those people should probably be playing a different game mode. But beacon games, I mean, it's hard to get a beacon anymore when 3 Ravengers shoot your Raptor from all the way across the map and take it out instantly. Yes, I always stream on Saturdays, so we will have a stream on Saturday. Fiez says, Devour is the most broken thing in War Robots. It's definitely broken. Alright, so if I miss anybody's comments or questions, I'm sorry. It's hard to read and answer and talk and pay attention to everything at the same time. So I do my best to catch as many of these things as I can. So if I don't ask your question, wait 3 or 4 minutes and ask again. Just don't spam it over and over, or we'll have to kick you in the buttocks. Raphael, hello. Raphael says, hi, I haven't played the game in years, and I just got your live stream recommended. Just wanted if the pay-to-win situation is still as bad as it used to be. Alright, so Raphael, the game hasn't changed much, right? They bring out, every what is it, every 45 days there's a new update with usually new overpowered weapons and new overpowered robots. Then maybe like twice a year. Lately they've been rebalancing the game maybe like twice a year. You don't see rebalances as often, so the good news is most of the time when you get something new that's crazy overpowered, it stays that way for a while, but the game hasn't really changed much. It's pretty much the same game as it's always been. Alright, Revenant or Ocho? Alright, so Legends, I think most people are going to have better luck playing the Ochokochi. It's pretty tanky. If you build it right and you play it right, it's a nice tanky robot. It's not bad whatsoever. I think the Revenant's harder to play. The Revenant probably requires more upgrades. I think the Revenant really requires a fully maxed out pilot, like a fully maxed out drone. And Revenant's also harder to keep alive these days because it's more about ability timing again on him. You got to time the teleport and the healing module just right to keep that alive. If there weren't things like the Devourer out there or that new robot with all the crazy firepower, I think Revenant would still be amazing, but tanks don't survive the way they used to with those new overpowered weapons out there. Alright, so Fiona says Raptor with jump unit. What's up, Dragon? Kieran and Gangling build is the most amount of fun you can have in the game. I don't know why, but I've still never played the Raptor with a jump unit, but I'm going to tell you what, I see a lot of people playing that, and those things, they just pretty much jump across the entire map. It's redonkulous. It does look like crazy fun. Just Fatal, hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing today? He said, I just got my Mark II Champ Typhon. What is a Mark II Champ Typhon? Mark II Champ? I don't know what that means when you say champ, but Typhon's a cool robot. If you put 4 really strong weapons on that, you play it well, you stay in the back, and you kind of use it almost like a sniper support, Typhon can be pretty good. It's a little on the squishy side these days, but I still think that's a fun robot to play. Dark Matter says, recently I had a hacker that teleported me. Wait. Well, if you got a report, that means somebody reported you. Several people reported you, basically. I don't think that had anything to do with the hack. Oh, wait, the hack? Oh, wait a second. Okay, the hacker was making your robot teleport all over the place and people reported you for it. That is interesting. But not in a good way. Wow. I've never seen that or heard of that before, but you sure it wasn't just an Amugi? Sometimes I think the Amugi hole malfunctions and teleports people even if you don't walk through it. So you're sure it was a hacker? Or do you think it might have been a malfunctioning Amugi hole? Alright, Shahid says best beacon runner. Oh man. Honestly. Alright, so if you want something to grab beacons right now, I do think that the Raptor is a good choice. And if you're really careful with a Ravager, you can just go into stealth and you can grab beacons. The other thing that's really good is the new Leo robot, because that thing's super tanky. You can just fly over top of a beacon and grab it. But there's not a lot of robots right now that are great at grabbing beacons because of all the crazy firepower on the map. What's up, Dean the Machine? How you doing today? Ah, the Warrior paint. Oh, gotcha. The Warrior paint job. Is it called the Warrior Champion? Really? I always thought it was just called the Warrior Typhon. I guess I didn't pay attention if it's actually called Warrior Champion. Yeah, that's actually a cool deal. I don't know why they made a paint job for one special edition robot only, but I kind of like the fact that they did. Fia says, bro, I am on mobile and I can do Raptor super jumps. Gatto, yes, if you take your healing off of your Raptor and exchange it for a jump unit, the Raptor is definitely less durable. I'm going to agree with you. That's the main reason I pretty much just run healing or phase shift on everything. Is I'd rather have something that helps me stay alive compared to something that's just there for fun. I mean, that jump unit does more than just make it fun, but I don't know. I like my healing. I like my phase shift. Dragon says, what? What, man? What the what, Dragon? I don't know what you're talking about, buddy. What the what? You gotta tell me what the what's about. Bro, I am on middle and can do Raptor. Oh, mobile. I just read that comment. Johnny Saint, how you been doing, my friend? Alright, what do I think about the Ultimate Riker? Okay, so this is a really interesting robot. Now, I haven't played this since it came out, but when that robot came out, I played it at first. I didn't like it. I was like, yeah, this thing kind of sucks. It's super squishy. I'm not enjoying it. But one thing I realized very quickly is if you play it from a distance and you're really careful with it, that thing's ability was doing huge amounts of damage. I mean, it was a very, very powerful built-in weapon on the ability. It was wrecking people. So if you're really good with like a fast little nimble robot, you use cover well, you don't get close to enemies, you stay back and you strike at just the right time, That is a pretty good robot, but I think it takes the right person to play that. I don't think it's easy to play. Alright, so do I know what time the Saturday stream is? Normally 12 p.m. Eastern time. So right now it's 12:58 p.m. So an hour earlier than now is when that stream will start. So yeah, roughly it's 1 p.m. right now, and it starts at 12 p.m. So, but yeah, my streams pretty much always start at the same time, except for I usually start the question and answer one half an hour later. What's up, Epic Gamer? He says, Cossack gameplay for the win. Good old Cossack, man. Are the atomizers good on the Typhon? So, atomizers, in my opinion, are good on anything. If you like the Typhon, I think you'll like the atomizers. Now, honestly, though, I would prefer to have a 600 meter weapon on the Typhon or something with an 800 meter range, just because the Typhon's a little squishy, so I do like to stay back with it. But it's got a lot of firepower. But a 500 meter range weapon and you play it well will work just fine. So I would say yes, atomizers will work just fine. How's my special diet working? Gatto, I don't know. You got to be on that thing for a couple of months, I think. I definitely feel a few small improvements and differences so far, but it's a little too early to tell, I think. Patrick says, yeah, wow, I use my thumbs. Can it be used effectively? I think you can do anything in this game well playing on the phone with your thumbs, other than maybe fly a hover. Hover, if you really want to be good at flying a hover, that's so much easier to do on a keyboard, but most things you can do on a phone just fine. I mean, this game's made for a phone, so if you're used to playing on the phone, you should, if you're used to playing on the phone, you should be good. You just got to learn how to do certain things, I guess. Alright, Excellent says the ones with the jump unit literally takes no damage, so there's a setup that does not require defense modules. I don't know, my friend. When you're in the air, you definitely take less damage when you're jumping in the Raptor, because that's when it starts healing up like crazy. There's also the people running hacks, which sometimes I wonder. Sometimes you see extra durable robots that shouldn't be that durable, but they are. Those are probably people running cheats. I can't guarantee it. That's my guess, though. Alright. Patrick says, something seems like a joke. Alright, where was I at? Okay, I just lost my place. Alright, Gaming Dog says, could I help you out, Danny Lightning, and moderate like my pal Daniel Sykes does? Sometimes I watch. Alright, so Gaming Dog, I don't like to have very many people as moderators for several different reasons. The main reason I made Daniel Sykes moderator is he's been watching forever, but that day we were having like a major issue with some guy who kept making accounts and coming in here and acting like a complete jerk. But currently, I don't think we really need any extra moderators. Like, I've made some people moderators and there's been problems with it, so I try to have as few moderators as possible, because it's not often on my channel that they're actually needed on a live stream. It's very rare that we actually need a moderator here. Alright, Epic Gamer says, are we going to receive a Danny Lightning glow up? What is a glow up? I don't even know. Alright, so liquor with my diet would not help, actually. Liquor would probably ruin the entire diet that I'm on and make it not work at all if it's going to work. What's a hover? Excellent. You don't know what a hover is? That is a really old school robot and nobody plays them anymore. They're not very good these days, but they're super fun to play. You see one very rarely. Every once in a while I think you see some old school player throws one in for fun, but yeah. With the Ravengers around, you'll probably never see a hover in battle because that will just take it out instantly. Alright, so Patrick, I don't think the PC has aim assist. I'm not sure. I mean, I've played this game on the PC platforms before, and there's definitely no aim assist. I mean, you got your mouse, right? Your mouse is what you aim with. I mean, if somebody's running an aim assist, that's probably some sort of a cheat or a modification to the game, but the games don't have those built in. Now, when you say scripts, I'm not 100% sure what that means. That's probably another thing that's like cheating, I would guess. Is a script a cheat? Alright, what's the best robot to build in the workshop? Alright, so Beast WR, right now I'm going to give you two options that I've been playing a lot lately and have been doing really good. So number one, this is much harder to play because it's a skill bot. It requires great ability timing. But the Revenant is really, really good, but it's a little bit hard to play. The second robot I've been doing really well with, and some people might not like the lower firepower on this, but it's pretty durable. It suppresses people. If you play it well, it's great. But the big juicy spider robot, right? The Invader. Those are probably my two favorite workshop robots right now. But they are going to be adding the Amugi to the workshop pretty soon, and that's really awesome if you play it right. They're going to be changing the workshop. I don't know when this is going to happen, but it sounds like the new workshop upgrade is going to be awesome when it goes through. I'm just not sure when that's going to be. But those are the two main ones I would consider building if you don't already have those. Alright, the YouTube's chat scrolls down on me, so I lost my place again. Again, if I miss anybody's comments, I'm sorry. If I don't get to it in like 4 or 5 minutes, ask again. Just don't spam it over and over. Hover with a jump unit. I don't think there's a point for that. Okay, so scripts are a cheat. So one thing about the PC platform is there used to be a lot of cheaters, but Pixonic has actually added an anti-cheat to the PC platform, and the amount of hackers on PC has gone down to very few. It seems like the majority of the hackers right now are actually playing on Android. It's really hard to hack the game on iOS. It's a little easier on Android since it's open source. But I don't think you see too many hackers on PC anymore. Now, eventually, they're supposed to be adding the anti-cheat to the mobile platforms as well, but I don't know when that's going to happen. Excellent says the last hover I saw in a video was a mech that transformed into a plane and shot missiles. But I do not think that was War Robots. Probably not. We do have a robot that kind of turns into a plane, right? What was that? Nightingale? He kind of looks like an airplane, and the new Nuo robot kind of looks like an airplane as well. But dark matter, yeah, somebody's not... I don't think somebody's... Pixonic doesn't normally ban you unless you get a lot of reports, right? You got to get a lot of reports. There's so many people doing false reports, it's not even funny. So if that happened in one game, it's very unlikely you're going to get banned for being reported for one game. Right? A whole team reports you, you get a thing, Pixonic's not even going to look at it. Now, if it continues to happen and you get reported and reported and reported game after game after game, then they're going to say, okay, there must be something to this. We need to check out this player. So don't be worried about being banned if something happened during one game. But you got to get a lot of reports before they start investigating that, because, like I said, there's so many people who will just report you because your team beat theirs, so they're upset, they're angry, they're little butt turds, and they go in there and report every single player on the other team because they lost, because they get upset. Or maybe their team lost and they get mad at their team and they report everybody on their team. People do that. People abuse the reporting system, which is one reason why it's hard for Pixonic to really track down the actual hackers with all the thousands of fake reports coming in. So you got to get a lot before they start to pay attention. Oh yeah, Joker says Revenant or the Demeter. Yeah, Demeter is a great robot. Demeter is a great healing support. I mean, it's not easy to play again, but it's really good. Aim assist would be nice on some games. I don't think we need it on a game like this, but on like a really fast-paced shooter game, maybe an aim assist would be nice, but I suck at games like Call of Duty. My aim is terrible, so I would almost need that to be able to do halfway decent on a Call of Duty. When I used to play Call of Duty, man, I sucked. My buddies would be up there with like 42 kills and 6 deaths. I'd have like, you know, 2 kills and 947 deaths. I'd be like, ugh. It was too fast paced for me. Some people got great aim with a mouse, but I don't. I sucked at those fast paced shooter games. And then I found War Robots. I was like, hey man, a shooter game where you don't have to have crazy precise aim. I'm like, this is perfect. That's actually what I loved about this. It was a shooter where you didn't have to have lightning fast cat-like reflexes. I'm like, man, that's awesome. Excellent says this game is completely aim assist. Not necessarily, but it does. I mean, some weapons pretty much aim for you. Other weapons, like if you're playing something like a Dragoon, you do have to have very precise aim. Now, you don't have the up and down, you just have the left and right. So that makes this a lot easier. A lot of games you got up, down, left, and right to worry about. This one, you just worry about left and right. So in a way, I guess everybody does have a built-in aim assist on this game, if you think about it. And then some weapons pretty much lock on and hit somebody no matter what. So yeah, I mean, you got a point there. It almost does have aim assist built in. What's up, Jones? Wait, what? He said there's a bug where if you put the invader in a secondary hangar and use it, it goes like 150 kilometers per hour. Huh. Interesting. I haven't seen that yet. My invader, actually, I don't think I have one in my... I think my invader on my personal account, I've been playing that a lot. I think it's in my first hangar. If I remember, I'm going to test that out and see what happens. If I miss anybody, I'm sorry. Those comments go by really fast. Alright, Dylan says, is it worth using acid shotguns and level them up to use on the Minos Titan? But I'm worried that if I level them up, a second nerf might happen. What would you do in that case? So Dylan, here's the problem with nerfs. Nothing's 100% safe. You never know what they're going to change. I mean, they could change anything at any time. I don't really see why they would nerf those again because there's not as many people using them. I still think they're good weapons. I mean, I think they're probably safe to currently level up. Nothing's 100% safe, but I wouldn't really be worried about leveling them up. I'm not worried about them getting nerfed again, but it could happen, so it's kind of one of those deals, you either take the risk or you just play something else that you currently have leveled up if it's doing well. I mean, there's plenty of old weapons that are great, so if you got some old good Titan weapons and you're happy playing those, then, well, don't fix it if it ain't broken. But if you're not happy with your current weapons, the acid shotguns are nice. I mean, you got to be really, 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 really close to someone for them to do the most damage. So I still like them. But I could play Maha, Vajras. I could play the Avoras and the Veyrons. You know, I could play those flamethrowers and be just as happy playing those as the acid shotguns. How'd I get Danny Lightning as my channel name? Alright, so Epic Gamer. It's kind of a boring story. Alright, it's a really boring story. But you might find it interesting. Some people might find it interesting. Alright, so I used to play in bands a lot back in the day. I played in a lot of bands. So I got contacted by a band and said, hey, we're in need of a bass player. And I was like, well, I play guitar, guys. They're like, well, if you decide to go buy a bass guitar, we would like to have you play with us. So I'm like, all right. I went out and bought found a used Fender bass guitar for about $100 and went to band practice. And the guys were like, all right, so we all got stage names, right? We had Shane Vane, we had Billy Roddick, we had Suk Suzuki. They're like, you need to find a good stage name for the band. And I was like, well, I don't know. So I was at a drive-thru restaurant. I pulled out my credit card, and I used to have a credit card with some photo of lightning on it. And I was like, lightning. Danny Lightning. That's going to be my new stage name. And then everybody I knew just started calling me that, and it stuck. So that's pretty much how I got that name, Danny Lightning. So that used to be my stage name for some of the bands I played in. Gato says, I deleted my comments with spelling mistakes. You know, my spelling sucks, so don't feel bad. Prawn says, I used Invader and it's the same. Prawn, what's up, my man? Same as what? I don't know. Patrick says, wow to something. I think some of you guys may be talking to each other and not me, so some of these comments I'm reading, I'm like, I don't understand. Excellent says, haha, dang Danny, try a console controller. Oh my god, I cannot aim for crap with a console controller. Those are the worst. They're so inaccurate. If you don't have an aim assist with the console controller, it's almost impossible to play. Now, I did have one controller where it was tilt. I actually played War Robots with this for a while. If you tilted it, it would actually move your target left and right, so I could use the controller to get the targeting really close. And then if I was a little off, I would just slightly tilt the controller like a steering wheel, and it would make those fine adjustments for you. Now, that was the only Xbox type of controller I've ever been able to aim with on a shooter game. Like a mouse is so much easier to aim with. Like controllers, oh my god, I don't know how people can do it. Like, you know, your aim's a little bit off and you move the controller over a little bit, nothing happens. There's like dead spots on the sticks. You move it a little more, nothing happens. You move it again, it's like, boom! And it shoots across the screen. You're like, crap! I hate game controllers for shooters. I hate those game controllers for shooters. Excellence is not boring at all. Daniel Sykes says, cool, Danny. Alright. Alright, radio, we're not talking about Spinal Tap here. He says, needs more cowbell. There were the guys with the cowbell, right? Spinal Tap. Have you guys ever seen the Spinal Tap movie? That's an old band. It's ridiculous and it's stupid, but it's unbelievably funny. Ah, I pulled my headphone out. That Spinal Tap movie was ridiculous. I think it came out back in the 80s, but it was so bad and so dumb, it was hilarious. What drone do I like for the Invader? Alright, so my favorite drone for the Invader right now is generally going to be the Shy drone. I kind of like to put the Shy on my tanks. At the moment, that's usually my go-to. Well, actually, no, hold on. Shy and the Hawkeye. I'm happy playing either one. I usually change back and forth between those two drones on my tanks. Hawkeye is great for the healing, Shy is great for the last stand, but I love both of those drones on my tanks. Brandon says, I like the flamethrower weapons on all my Titans. I actually do too. That's one of my favorites for some reason. Alright, so Jones says if you start with the hanger with the Invader and it doesn't work, you have to change the hanger in battle. Alright, that's good to know. Roby, what's up, man? Oh, man. Roby says Pixonic is serving crab sandwiches to those who will eat them. I hope they're not doing that. I don't think anybody would eat a crab sandwich. Not willingly. How you doing? Just Fatal says, Danny Lang, have you ever tried using the Motherships with arbiters and equalizers? No. My problem is I don't really play Motherships because as soon as it lands, somebody blows it up on the way down because it loses the stealth. I find they just wipe that thing out. You go up once and somebody shoots you down the second you land, so I haven't had any luck with the Motherships in a while. If they would give the Motherships stealth back on landing, it would be a good Titan, but it's so squishy. Oh no, what did I just do? I don't know what I just... Oh, hold on. There we go. But yeah, I just have no luck at all playing that. I mean, those weapons are excellent. I don't like the mechanics of those weapons, but if you enjoy playing them, they're excellent weapons. I mean, they would good on anything if you're good at playing that particular robot and getting the groove of trying to keep those weapons shooting as fast as possible. Alright, Kron likes the Spinal Tap movie. Can I make a music video? I'm not really much of a musician these days. Like my autoimmune disease has got all my nerves and muscles messed up. I mean, I can barely move my hands. I can barely play my guitar anymore, unfortunately. Some days when my back's all spasm up, I mean, that guitar probably weighs 15 pounds, I bet. 12 pounds, I don't know. If I strap the guitar on, it spasms up my back, and my hands don't work right anymore, so I can't really play. It's very rare that I even pick up the guitar anymore, because it just doesn't work right when your body doesn't move or work properly anymore, unfortunately. Autoimmune diseases suck, so I hate them. I'm on an elimination diet to see if maybe certain types of foods are flaring it up, so hopefully after a few months on that, if I'm lucky, I mean, a lot of people say they go on this diet and their autoimmune disease pretty much goes away while they're on the diet, so I've only been on it for, I don't know, a week and a half or something. It might take up to like 3 months to really start noticing a difference, they say, but maybe one of these days. Kron says, what robot can use the Hawkeye Drone's shield breaker ability? Kron, I think that only works on the Raptor, to tell you the truth. I don't think it works on anything but the Raptor that I know of. I think somebody told me there might have been one other robot that it worked on, but I don't know if that was intentional or a glitch, and I never really tried it out, but pretty sure it's just the Raptor. Roby says, I just stopped by to talk some smack and leave a like. Well, it's good to see you, my man. Hope all's been doing well. Hope all's been going well. I think I said that wrong. But yeah, even just like, I can't, that's another reason I can't use a game controller anymore, because my thumbs don't work right and my tendons lock up on me. Even holding on to like a mouse for a couple of hours, I can barely open or shut my hand after a while of holding on to a mouse. It's no fun. How would I rate the ultimate Minos? So this is, I don't think the Minos was working properly when it first came out because it sucked. Now it's a beast. Right now, the ultimate Minos is a monster. Like, if you know how to play a Minos, you can beat some people up with that thing. So it's currently really good. I would say it's definitely one of the better Titans in the game if played well. It's a lot more durable. I mean, when it first came out, it fell down like a sack of bricks. I don't think the abilities were working. I don't think the shield was working. I think the whole robot was broken. And eventually, at some point, they must have fixed it. Because it's last couple times I played it, it was just wrecking people. So, it's quite good. Radio, what is the triangle? Oh. Triangle. Gotcha. That would not be fun. I don't think I want to play the triangle. I would be bored. What's the hardest bot to play in my opinion? Ah man, hardest bot to play. Well, I mean, probably the Cossack. But if we're talking like not little teeny crappy starter bots, I would say for me, doing well with the shell is almost impossible. I see it, I kind of think these are hackers, but I see the occasional shell out there that's extremely durable. You can't kill it. I've copied their builds exactly, and mine still goes down like a ton of freaking bricks. So I can't do crap with the shell. I think the Nether is very hard to play. There's a couple robots that are really hard to play. Those are the two I can think of offhand. Kumo is pretty hard to play, but super fun. Excellent says, well, I pray that that works. I'm not sure what you were referring to there, but you are supposed to go and shoot a target. Then as you come down, blind them and hit them with that EMP thing. Alright, where are we at on the comments? Dark Matter says, what do you think is better Mothership turret, the new Defender system or the enhanced Aegis system? Alright, so I don't know. I mean, enhanced Aegis is cool. I think Motherships are one of those things you really have to play with, right? Personally, I don't know. I'm more about what the Mothership's ability does than the turrets that I put on it. I don't really know. I still like running something like the Avalon because it takes away negative effects and stuff. I mean, I guess it really depends on the Mothership you're playing, right? So, like, if I'm playing the Frederick, I want to make sure I add turrets that do as much damage as possible. I mean, it's kind of one of those deals where you just got to kind of look at what the Mothership does, then decide which turrets are going to be best for that ship. I mean, the new ones are usually better. Alright, most people are probably going to like the new Mothership turrets better than the old basic ones. But I think there's a time and a place for both. But there's really nothing wrong with some of those other turrets if that's all you got. I mean, I would say the new Defender one's probably better. But I'm not really a huge fan of Aegis shields in general. I find that they get taken out so quickly, or people hit you with shield breaker. I don't know, shields are just kind of in my opinion in general, so I'm not really big on a turret that gives you a shield, or a Mothership that gives you a shield. I mean, there are a few exceptions, but not really my thing these days. Alright, Fernando, do you know how to speak English, buddy? I can't read what you're saying there. I apologize, but I don't know what that says. Gaming Dog says something about 15 pounds. I'd rather buy a steak of 15 pounds. Well, you're going to buy a 15-pound steak. You know how much that would cost? That would be like thousands of dollars. That would be like $1,000 steak. Fernando says the live show quiz has a very short response time. I got 6 out of 20 questions correct. Yeah, you know, as someone who's a YouTuber, I don't really, you know, sign up for the things to get the free prizes or whatever, so I don't really know how that works, but that's kind of a bummer if they give you a really short response time. Sounds like they made it pretty hard. Alright, Epic Gamer says, hot take, the Paladin is slightly better than the Avalon. I like the Avalon better personally, but the Paladin is also a very nice mothership. So there's always going to be personal preference on motherships. I mean, I think people are really good. Different people are really going to like different motherships. I don't think a mothership is really a one size fits all, to tell you the truth. What's up, Velcor? But I love the Avalon. I mean, I like not getting locked down and blinded and whatever else it does. I can't remember what all negative effects it removes, but not being locked down and frozen is amazing. I love the Avalon. Avalon and Frederick are my two favorites currently. Am I going to try and get the ultimate Scorpion? I've already made a video about the Ultimate Scorpion. Probably last week sometime. And it's pretty crazy. Now, I'm not going to get it on my account because it's probably pretty expensive. I do have it on the Battlework account, but I'm not going to be able to get it on my personal account. It's brutal. If you put those new weapons on it, it's just a brutal beast. So, yeah. Epic Gamer says, I keep getting the Avalon and the Paladin confused. I don't know. I like the Avalon. Yeah, you're going to confuse me here in a second. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, I like the Avalon. There's a lot of motherships that are really good, but they all do something slightly different and in a different way, I guess. Edward says, I'm kind of hesitant spending on a mothership, so I don't. If you got a mothership that you currently like, you're good to go, right? If eventually they nerf it to the ground or it's just not relevant anymore, then it's probably time to move on. But when you get a mothership you like, you don't really need to upgrade to the next thing, right? That's how I look at it. The first couple of motherships that came out kind of sucked, but after that, there was a lot of good ones. A lot of good ones. What's up, Robot Tablet? How are you today? Joker says, I love my Paladin mothership. The shield has saved me many times. If I remember, the Paladin's the one where once you get the shield, if people don't kill it, the shield turns into hit points, right? I think you got to use that at just the right time. I can't remember if that was the Paladin or not. I think that was the one I never liked. Personally, a lot of people love that mothership, but I didn't really like it. Daniel Sykes says, I need to run the Thor. I haven't used that in forever. I like the Thor. I think the Thor is a good one. Kron says, I like annoying people with a beholder. I hate annoying people, Kron. Why do you like annoying people, Kron? Annoying people are annoying. I know what you mean, though. He enjoys annoying people. He likes annoying people by running the beholder. What is this noise? There's a bunch of noise in my house. People are... I don't know what they're doing. The folks I live with seem to be... Sounds like they're spraying something down with a hose in the house, but I highly doubt that's what it is. Gato says, Paladin heals grade damage if there's still an Aegis shield. Yeah. My problem is, I don't know. My shield's never left, so it never heals. My shield gets destroyed as soon as I drop it, so. Now, a lot of people I know that will use that ship, they'll wait till they get behind cover. Then they'll drop it, they'll wait for the shield to expire, then it heals the grade damage. So that's probably the smartest way to use it. I never used it that way because I was too stupid. Dark says, when a mothership gets nerfed or not relevant anymore, I just move on to the new best one because it's rare for Pixonic to nerf motherships. They definitely don't do that as often, right? They still do nerf the motherships, but definitely not as often. Epic Gamer says, Danny, should I try Halos on the Orochi? Are you talking about the ultimate Halos or the old school Halos? Because the old school ones, in my opinion, are terrible weapons. If you're talking about the ultimate ones, go for it, because those are quite nice. I like the ultimate Halos, but I hate the regular Halos. I mean, if you already got them leveled up, go for it, but I don't know. The regular lockdown shotguns are so weak in my opinion. Excellent says either you can bite it or I can bite it. Either way, it's going to get bit. I don't know what that means. Unless you're talking about like a chocolate bar here, because somebody's going to eat that thing. Joker says, Beholder. I actually wish I could have a chocolate bar right about now. That sounds wonderful. Gato says, I want the Frederick, but it's probably going to get a nerf. Honestly, as much damage as that Frederick Mothership, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to be on the list of nerfs at some point. More than likely. Okay, Epic says old school Halos got 20% better. You know what, Epic Gamer? I haven't tried those since they got buffed. I don't know. Alright, so next time I pop on the game, maybe I'll put some of those old school shotguns on, and maybe I'll even do a video where I just play the old school shotguns and see how they do. You got me interested now. I forgot that they buffed those. Gaming Dog, you out of here, man? You're going to get 15 pounds of fish, eh? 15 pounds of fish. Yuck. Sea creatures. Pro Nuts says, how do you find the pilots now? Okay, so basically you can get into the training center right from your robots. Here, let me show you really quickly. So what you want to do is you click on your robot, click on the pilot, click on change, click on training center, and then you have a little thing here. It's showing you all the pilots available. All pilots, pilots for the selected robot. So that takes you in there. If you hit pilots for the selected robot, then you hit apply. It's only going to show you robots that are designed for your robot. If you click on pilots for the equipment, it'll show you any pilots that work with your current weapons. And if you hit all pilots, then it should show you pretty much every pilot in the game. Oh wait, I'm on my pilot. I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. I did something wrong. But yeah, if you're in the training center, it only shows you... I thought they changed it. I was on the wrong stupid tab. I was like, hey, I asked them to change it and they did, but no, they didn't. It's still like this. It's just going to show you whatever pilot's available for your robot, then you can buy it with gold now. I think they should, like here, you can click on all pilots. I don't see when you come into the training center, it should also have an all pilots thing, but it doesn't. I really hope they add that, because you may want some other pilot than what's up there, so I really hope they change that at some point. I was excited. I'm like, hey, I asked them to change it and they changed it, but they didn't change it. I'm just an idiot. Well, you win some, you lose some. Pro Nut, you're welcome, buddy. But what I don't get is it doesn't show any basic pilots. Like if you wanted to buy a basic pilot, it doesn't give you the option to get a basic one. And I also noticed it looks like they took the Adrian and the Manny out of rotation to buy with gold. I don't know why. Excellent. Wants a Kit Kat bar. I just want a chocolate bar. I don't want no Kit Kats. I want pure chocolate. Big, beautiful chocolate. I'm not much of a candy eater, so. I do love chocolate, though. It's got to be like real chocolate, not that Hershey's junk. I think Hershey's has gone downhill, man. I want like 80% cocoa, or coca, or whatever they call it. Hey, how's it going today? You know, your college work definitely has to come first before going to live streams and doing fun. So unfortunately, your life gets in the way of a good time sometimes, but that stuff should definitely come first. But it's good to see ya. All right. Edward says, I'm thinking of some halos. I don't think you get high off chocolate bars, do you? I've never eaten a chocolate bar and gotten high off of it. If so, there must be something funny in it. Manny says, any giveaways? So currently all the big giveaways have ended. There will be a new round of giveaways starting very soon. I'm either going to start it this week or next week, but there will be a big old giant 200 item giveaway coming up again, so stay tuned for that. Gaming Dog says, I like some Snickers. I've never really liked Snickers. Snickers, I eat one and I'm more hungry than I was before I ate it. They're supposed to fill you up, but I think they put something in there that makes you more hungry. Oh, Daniel Sykes says Reese Cups. Yeah. I love Reese Cups. Reese Cups and Reese's Pieces, M&M's, and straight up chocolate bars. That's what I like. Edward says, I can't eat too much sweets. I need to keep my blood sugar in check. Well, if you're, unless you have, I don't think you should really, I don't know. I'm on a zero sugar diet right now. I'm on a zero carb, zero sugar diet currently. I actually lost 12 pounds over the last week and a half on that diet. Lost 12 pounds. I was told that diet will make you lose weight, and it really does. Like, you only have to try. My belly was getting a little fat, but man. Gato says, good job on the 12 pounds. Thanks, man. That's not why I went on the diet, but it's a bonus. So I was like, I was like, yeah, I probably need to lose like 10 or 15 pounds, and hopefully I don't lose too much more. I don't think I should be much, I don't think I should lose much more weight than right now, or I'll turn into a toothpick. What's up, Hades? How are you doing today? You put cream on a Reese's? What kind of cream? Like the kind of cream you put on a coffee? Or whipped cream? I don't know. I wouldn't ruin my candy with any type of cream. I like Reese's. I'm actually really hungry today. But yeah, if you want to lose weight, click weight quickly, check out something called the carnivore diet. You basically just eat like meat and nothing else for however long it is. Like, I'm on it to try and see if it helps my autoimmune disease, because they're saying actually a lot of fruits and vegetables and other stuff can actually cause a huge amount of inflammation. So what you do, I don't know if I explained it already, but you go on that diet for like 3 months, and if you notice, hey, I'm feeling better, then you introduce one food that you like back in and see if it flares you up. If it does, don't eat that again. Then you introduce the next food like a week later, see if that flares you up. Then you can figure out you can figure out which thing you've been eating that's been flaring up your autoimmune disease. People with like arthritis, osteoporosis, pretty much any autoimmune disorders, all kinds of problems. Like, it's really called like the elimination diet. If you're not on it for an elimination, then it's called like the carnivore diet. But I was a little hesitant at first because they say, you know, red meat's bad for you, it makes your cholesterol go up. But I've been talking to a lot of people who are on this diet on like Reddit and some other places. I mean, some of these people say they've been on it for 5-10 years. They go get their blood work checked. Yes, their cholesterol is a little bit higher, but my understanding is cholesterol is only bad if you have high triglycerides along with the high cholesterol. So I've actually spoken to some doctors about it who think it's a great diet. There's a heart surgeon on YouTube. I've watched some of his videos where he recommends it. He said he operates on all these like younger people that are in like their 30s, their 40s. And he's like, these people are on like low fat diets. They're on the diets that the doctors tell them to go on, and they're still having heart problems. He even says we've seen so many people go on this diet and their heart health has improved. So I don't know. It seems like they also say like back in the day, what do you think like the cavemen and the tribal people ate, right? They didn't eat a bunch of processed food full of sugars and preservatives and crap. They went out, they killed animals, they ate it. This diet's been tested for millions of years, and yeah, I think it's I think there's something to it, honestly. Edward says, eat right while you're young, it goes a long way. Aw, man, I ate like crap my entire life. I ate like total crap my entire life. Now I'm actually trying to eat good for once, so we'll see how she goes. Alright, Daniel Sykes, you only eat once a day? I don't know how you can do it. I normally eat 2 to 3 times a day. Like right now, I'm really hungry. I'm gonna have to have a snack or something, but like I ate a couple pork chops this morning, and then I usually eat like half a pound of beef in the evening. I'm probably gonna try and switch to nothing but beef pretty soon. Some people were telling me that the pork chops might cause some people some problems with autoimmune diseases, so I might cut out the pork chops. I don't know. But that would be really hard to only eat once a day. Nitro says, cavemen didn't eat 3 meals a day. No, they probably ate whenever they got a chance, you know? You're right. Gaming Dog says, Daniel Sykes, so when you eat, you have a buffet once a day? Yeah, I bet I would probably be stuffing my face if I only ate once a day. Kron says, hey Danny, have you heard of Nakoko Music? A masked guitarist. Yeah, I've heard the name. I think I've seen a couple of her videos before. Yeah, I think is. Yeah, I know who that is. I don't really like her gimmick, but she's a good guitarist, actually. She's always wearing like next to nothing and skimpy outfits, and that's her gimmick to get views, personally. I don't like that. I hate the fact that chicks can just take their clothes off on YouTube and get hundreds of thousands of views just because they're showing some cleavage or whatever. To where there's other people out there, you know, at least she has a good channel. At least she's a good guitarist. I mean, there's some girls that are making like crap videos and they're getting hundreds of thousands of views just because they're barely wearing any clothes. And their videos suck, right? I mean, some of these videos are awful. I get really upset with that because they don't even all they got to do is show a little skin and they're getting everybody's watching it, right? There's these other channels out there that bust their butt to make good quality content that can hardly get any views at all. Like there's this one guy I watch, he makes such amazing videos. His channel's finally starting to take off, but for years and years and years, I always said, why is this guy not getting more views? I mean, his videos were great. I know he worked really hard on them, and he wasn't getting nothing. And then these girls can do crap like that and just get huge views. That really makes me mad. That makes me really mad. But it is what it is. Patrick says, what channel? What? The guy who I thought was making great videos? Oh God, what's his name? He makes like YouTube advice videos and just interesting stuff that if you're a YouTuber, I think you would find his channel to be very handy. Oh gosh, something Colby, Kevin Colby. I don't know how you spell it. He makes great videos. Like lately, his videos have been pretty hit and miss. He might pop one that gets 1,000 views. He might pop one that gets 5,000. He might pop another one and get 30,000. So his channel is finally starting to pick up. When am I going to show some skin? I don't know. It's not my style. Plus, I don't think anybody would want to see that anyway. Alright, K-Fed, man. K-Fed, man. Come on now. He wants those girls' address. So he can give them a piece of their mind. Oh, boy. Gatto says, I always get suckered into watching those hot girl videos. Oh, a lot of people do. I've watched a few of them myself, and they're always terrible, but, you know. Their videos are terrible, but you know, if you like to look at pretty ladies, then I guess some people don't mind them being terrible. But as a YouTuber, I just don't agree with it. Alright, Gano wants to know, Danny, drone for Revenant. I currently run Shy, but use Hiroko as well. Hold on a second. Let me look at the drones. I know there's a specific one I really liked for Revenant. Let me remember what it was. There's a lot of good choices. What was the really good... I mean, the new drone, the Chewong or whatever, that looks like the little Firefox. That's a really good Revenant drone. A lot of people probably don't have that one. Shy is definitely a good choice. I can't remember what drone I'm having a brain fart here. I do like the Whiteout. Whiteout's great if you want to EMP people. I think what it was is there was a drone. Hold on a second. Kestrel is really good for the death mark. I do like the Kestrel on there. I mean, there's a few really good choices. Oh, it used to be the glider, but I don't think the glider works on him anymore, unfortunately. That's what it was. It used to be the glider was awesome on there, but it stopped working at some point. So any of those drones I just named off would work really well. Or even the Hawkeye is good too. Hiroko is not a bad one. Yeah, the new green drone with the orange tail, that's a very good one for there. Like, we tested that out on it and it actually worked. It definitely gave him some nice bonuses. Alright, so Sickreal wants to know, what are 3 tier 3/tier 4 friendly robots for free to play? Alright, so if you want something free to play, I'm guessing you're probably going to be building these in the workshop. So I am going to be doing a new workshop guide once the new workshop comes out, because they're actually changing it. They're going to be giving the workshop, the workshop's going to be free to use from now on. But right now, I would say, if I were going to build robots in the workshop, I would definitely look at building an Invader. I would look at building a Ravena. I would look at building a Demeter. What else? I would have suggested Skyros, but I don't think the Skyros is as good as it used to be anymore. I used to suggest the Fenrir, but the Fenrir is still cool, but it's not what it used to be. It's kind of gone downhill lately, unfortunately. Let me look in the workshop. What else would I build? What else? Kepri is pretty cool. I like the Kepri a lot. I like the Harpy. Not everybody's going to love the Harpy, but I like the Harpy. I like the Revenant. Thing with the Revenant, though, is you almost have to have a max pilot, maxed everything. The Revenant needs all the bells and whistles to be good right now, so that may not be your best bet. Scorpion's really good in the workshop. I think those are probably the main ones I would recommend at this moment. Is there anything else? Yeah, those are the main ones I think that at this current time you're going to be the best off building. Leech is nice. Alright, so Loki's fine, right? Loki's good, but a lot of people have anti-stealth now. So if you don't get hit with anti-stealth, Loki's great. Scorpion's nice. Ophion, I don't really like the Ophions. And Dagon is, if nobody shield breaks you, Dagon's great. If people got shield breaker, then Dagon goes down like a ton of bricks. So it is hit and miss on that one, I would say. But yeah, I mean, I think the Leech, the Loki, and the Scorpion are 3 really nice robots. I mean, of course, they're older. They're not as good as they used to be, but those aren't bad. So if I were you, I would probably look into the Revenant and the Invader. How much HP does Dagon have? I don't know. Let's go take a look really quick. So our stream time is just about over. So if you guys got any last minute questions, get them on in there. Alright, so without, if you click on the Dagon, it says it has 193,600 health. After pilot skills and this and that, you might have a little bit, but it doesn't have very many defense points, which means it will die pretty easily. Defense points are really what keep your robots alive these days. Gato says Harpy with Hawkeye works. Yeah, I mean, if you're comfortable playing the Harpy up close, Hawkeye is definitely a nice drone for it. Oh, you want to know the shield on the Dagon? So it's got a 90,000 hit point shield and it regenerates very quickly. The thing is, if nobody shield breaks you, that shield goes down and within a second it's just regenerating. It's very hard to deal with the fast regenerating 90,000 hit point shield. But if somebody gets you with a shield breaker, you're done. Alright, so let's just say, alright, Sirio, if you do build the Ravana, there's not one specific thing I would switch it out with. I mean, Leech is good, Loki's good, Scorpion's good. I mean, I would take the Ophion out and put the Ravana or the Invader in its place. Jamil, what plays better for me, the Leo or the Nuo? I personally like the tank, right? I like the Leo. I enjoy the tankiness. I mean, one's a damage dealer, one's a tank, so they're both really good, but they're both very different. I mean, there may be times where I'd rather have one or the other, but the majority of the time, I just like the Leo because it's tanky, and I've always had a thing for robots that are tanks, and they're hard to kill. But they're both excellent. What's my personal ranking for Ultimate Robots? Epic Gamer, I don't really play Ultimate Robots that much. So I don't know if I can really rank them. I mean, most of them I played a little bit here and there when they came out, and that's about it. Now, I do really enjoy playing the Ultimate Fenrir. I mean, that's probably one of the hardest robots to kill in the game. So Ultimate Fenrir is really good. Ultimate Phantom's really good. I mean, as far as the weapons, I think it just depends on which robot. Different robots seem to like different weapons. I don't know. Ultimate Fenrir and Ultimate Phantom are probably my 2 favorite Ultimate robots. Most of the Ultimates I've played very rarely. I mean, I might throw one in occasionally, but I don't really like the Bulgasari. I don't really like the I don't like the ultimate dash bots. I don't really like the ultimate Riker. Most of them I don't really care for. They're just robots that don't really... They're not... A lot of those robots are really good, but I don't enjoy playing them. Like, I gotta enjoy the playing style on something to really like it, but I would really have to go through and play each one and see how each one's currently performing. So that would take me like hours and hours and hours worth of playtime to really be able to rank each ultimate robot. But as far as ultimate weapons go, I mean, most all of them are good. I think the only ones that... I haven't tried these for a while, but it seemed like the ultimate pulsars kind of weren't that great. Most ultimate weapons are great, but I think there was one or two that weren't so good. But the pulsars didn't feel wonderful. And there was another one I didn't like too much either, but I can't remember what it was offhand. Midnight, have a great day, buddy. Alright, yeah, you know, if you guys enter any giveaways, I do wish you guys luck. I'm gonna have some of the new robots to give out here pretty soon as well, so I'm guessing probably tomorrow's video. I'm probably gonna do the giveaway for tomorrow's video, actually. I'm gonna start the new big giveaway. Probably tomorrow, because I don't know. Yeah, I think tomorrow's video will be the new big giveaway. What gun should you put on your Scorpion? Alright, so as far as a Scorpion, you want to have like shotgun. You want to have something that does really fast damage at close range. So generally, shotguns, the Kirin family of weapons are really good. Sonic weapons can be really good. Pretty much any weapon that unloads quickly, because you want to be able to teleport in, unload the weapon as fast as possible, and leave. But there's a lot of good setups for the Scorpion. But if you can get the new weapons, those are pretty good. The freeze rockets are pretty good. What else? What else? Trying to think, what else do I like on the Scorpion? The blast shotguns you can get from the workshop are decent. They're not really one of my favorite choices for them anymore, but they work. But I think the new Kirin type of weapons, those things are crazy if you can get those, but anyways, I think that's going to be it for the day, everybody. Our stream time is just about up. I got to get off here and get some junk done. And yeah, I think maybe tomorrow I'm going to start the new round of giveaways. I got to make sure I got the... It depends on whether or not I got the codes already. So they got to give me a code to be able to do it. I got to double check and see if I got those. If I did, if not, then I'll probably test out those old school shotguns, because I guess they did get buffed. And I'm interested to see how they do. So we'll see what happens. I'll check to see if I got the codes or not. If not, then we'll get the giveaway going very soon. But I think I did get the codes, so I think I can start that tomorrow. We'll find out. I have to look. But anyways, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate everybody. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for watching my live streams. Thank you for all the thingy dingies. Also, huge shout out to my channel members. Thank you for the extra support. And if anybody's just tuning in, I'm sorry, but unfortunately, I can't stream all day because I got things I got to do. But no, I do appreciate each and every one of you a lot. You guys and gals are awesome. Lightning out. We will catch you next time, and I hope everybody has a really amazing day. But I got to get going. Hope to see you guys on Thursday and Saturday. We'll be back for some more live streams. All right, lightning out. See ya. Have a wonderful day, and we will catch you next time.